Welcome back, guys. It is May 26th, 2020. It is a Tuesday, the day after Memorial Day, and I just hit the trail from Hurricane Wash heading towards Coyote Gulch and eventually the Escalante River out here in southern Utah. It's about 80 degrees right now. It's supposed to be getting up to about 85, and I think later this week in the 90s. So it's going to be a little hot, but not too bad. I figured this might have been my last opportunity until the fall to hit this trail before it gets really hot. I was a little worried with it being around Memorial Day and all that it was going to be just jam-packed, but there was about 11 or 12 cars at the trailhead, so not too bad. And Hurricane Wash is, as I understand it, is the most popular trailhead of the 3 or 4 entry routes to Coyote Gulch. So we should be able to find some peace and quiet down here these next couple of days. So we got about 5.5 miles here on Hurricane Wash, and then we hit the confluence with Coyote Gulch and another 1.5 miles or so to Jacob Hamblin Arch, and then another 1.5 miles to Coyote Natural Bridge, and then that's where we're hoping to get to tonight. And this is our trail here down Hurricane Wash. It's very soft, sandy, red dirt, and could definitely get in your shoes quite a bit, and we're gonna have quite a few stream crossings, so it should make a nice muddy soup in your shoes. So we are right around the confluence here with Coyote Gulch, and just taking a break here in the shade and come up, see what my shoe's been holding for the last 5.5 miles. Let's see. Oh yeah. How about this one? That's pretty much what you can expect hiking in Coyote Gulch. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't tired after that 5.5 miles. It's a combination of the heat. Oh, there's a little bit more. And just hiking on that soft ground that just gives away with every step. Just not very efficient for use of your energy, hiking on that soft ground, and then on top of that you got all this crap getting in your shoes. But this is what we worked for. Alright, it's about dinner time here. We got some Fritos and freeze-dried clam chowder. We just boiled up about a cup and a half of water on the Soto Windmaster. It took about 90 seconds. It's an awesome stove. I've had it for about a year, and I've used a couple other different cooking methods, but this one for sure is the quickest, and it's super light. I mean, you do have to carry a canister, but it's not too bad, those 4-ounce ones. So we got another 10 minutes or so to go on the New England clam chowder, proudly made in Maine. I also got my mattress inflated here. This is new that I just got a couple months ago. It is the Nemo Tensor, insulated and regular wide. So it's a little on the heavier side, like 19 ounces, but it's super wide. Looks really plush. So I think it's going to be worth it. Worth the extra couple ounces. And I forgot, I better show you guys the camp spot. It's actually a pretty good one. It's down here in this little secluded area, so I got some privacy. Got towering red rock wall over there, and all around this way, and that way. Just over there is the Coyote Natural Bridge, which is about 8 miles or so, maybe 8.25 in from Hurricane Wash Trailhead. Got the creek running all around us, so getting water is pretty easy. Ground is pretty sandy, which is a little annoying. Definitely going to have some sand in the tent and in the sleeping bag, but that's just part of the deal down here in Coyote Gulch. You just got to go with it. So the plan for tomorrow is to hike all the way to the Escalante River, which is going to be about 10 miles round trip. It didn't seem like that much when I was planning this trip, but today definitely took its toll, hiking through that soft sand for 5.5, 6 miles, and then hiking in the river or in the creek wasn't bad, but it was just kind of slow going. So we'll see tomorrow. We won't push it, but that's the plan. 10 miles round trip to the Escalante. It's about 6:30 on day 2, and just about ready to climb out of the sleeping bag and start getting ready for the day. Got a couple animals rustling around in the leaves right now, and there's several types of animals just going crazy all night long. Frogs, birds, insects, all kinds. And down here in the desert, southern Utah and probably Arizona as well, it's just freaking loud at night. It's like everything's asleep during the day, and then once the sun goes down, all these different types of animals just start going crazy. I also had something that came in to my other vestibule, my right side that's not open, and I thought it was maybe a squirrel or something, so I turned on the flashlight, and it was a frog. I had the flashlight shining right on him, and he wouldn't move. He just wanted to stay under there. And I don't know how long he was there, at least a good 20 minutes. Wasn't making any noise, he was just hanging out. It's not there anymore. But on this side, I just left the vestibule open all night, and I got zero condensation on the inside of the tent here, which is awesome. So hopefully it stays like that tonight too, so when I pack up tomorrow morning I don't have any wet tent to worry about. The Tensor, Nemo Tensor sleeping pad held up well all night and didn't have any issues with rolling off, so that's a plus too. And it looks like the tent, the XMed 2P, is doing well also. I don't see any sagging or anything like that, so that's awesome. I'm about 1.5 miles in from the Coyote Natural Bridge and just came across this huge rock fall right in the middle of the creek here. Take a quick look. That thing is massive. It's probably 40 feet high by 30 feet wide, or maybe even more. That's insane. I guess it broke off from right up there, or maybe it broke off from up there and tumbled down here. There's definitely been a massive rock fall in this area, but I'm not sure if I need to pick my way across the boulder field over there, or if I should just drop down here, or I think maybe the easiest would be to drop down into the water over on that side and just hike through this mess. Alright, we dropped in here into the creek and we're just going to try to pick our way through. Hopefully there's no deep holes. Uh-oh. We got this big log or scale. And up there, I think that's cliff arch, just sticking right out of that wall right there. And look over this way. There's a pretty nice waterfall down there. I don't know if you can see it, but right there. This looks like a good camp spot. A couple lucky people down there. Just check that out, how you could climb up this and then go exploring up that way too, which looks really interesting. I think we're heading around the bend here towards the Escalante. A couple minutes back, I started to come up on a tent and out popped a naked lady with huge knockers just swaying around. And she saw me and kind of ducked back in the tent. I think she was with her boyfriend or husband or whatever, and I could hear him chuckling. But, oh well, land of the free. Well, we are on our way back up to camp now. We got about another 3.5 miles to go. Just stopped here to hang out in the shade for a little bit. And there's a bathroom up there. I've heard something about it, something along the lines of it being full. I don't really know what that means, but I guess I'm gonna find out. Got a nice waterfall right here. Overall, today has been a much more enjoyable experience than yesterday. A lot more shade, a lot more water, and we started earlier, so definitely not as hot. Update for May 2020 on the toilet about a mile upstream from the Escalante River in Coyote Gulch. Everything's in good shape and working order. It doesn't smell. Just bring your own toilet paper and hand sanitizer and you're good to go. And it also has a pretty awesome view behind it. Day 3 on the trail, and definitely feeling the soreness after last night. I think it took about 24 hours to kick in, especially after yesterday's hike. But we're already packed up. It's probably around 7:30 and heading back towards Hurricane Wash. We got, I think, 3 miles down here in Coyote Gulch to the junction, and then another 5.5. So it's going to be hot today, in the 90s, but I think we started off early enough that we should get back to the truck by noon at the latest. One last look. Some big red rock walls. Got some nice clouds this morning. Jacob Hamblin Arch. Massive. So there's the sneaker route, kind of shortcut up to the water tanks that you need to use a rope for. Got a couple people coming down and they lost a pack. They went tumbling quite a ways, and I think there's some people below them too. But everyone's all right, and I'm just kind of observing to see how tricky this would be to go up and down. Well, we finally made it back to the truck, and we're sitting here trying to cool off in the AC before we take off. It took a little over 5 hours, which was longer than I anticipated, but hiking up Hurricane Wash is no joke, especially in 90+ degree heat. And to make matters worse, I lost one of my water bottles yesterday, so when we started going up Hurricane Wash today and we left the water source, we only had about 20 ounces with us. But despite all the challenges, all the sand and the heat, Coyote Gulch is an awesome trail. The scenery is unbelievable, and I would definitely come back here and do this again, or maybe go in from one of the other routes. I hope you guys found this video entertaining. If you did, please like or subscribe. I'd appreciate it, and we'll see you on the next one.